I would consider an entire rebrand the concept of being limitless. Within the work that you do, what do you love the most, and then scale that hard enough so that you have the financial freedom to live the family life that you want as well.
You just kind of gave me some fire and some motivation here, so I appreciate it. Some good tips. Hey.
How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
Is that your gym? Where you at?
Yeah, so I'm in New York, Rochester, New York, and yeah, this is my gym, which obviously has nobody but me and my kids in it. So, but we're making use of it. I'm doing some virtuals here, and my gym's like a here. Let's flip it around. It's like a playground of sorts, like an adult playground. So we got monkey bars,
nice.
we got weights. It's very open, but we're in the lower level of an old Masonic temple. So there's a pretty cool building here. So
wow, wild. All right. Well,
yeah.
What do you got? How can I help?
No, I just got your book because it spoke to me, and I've been starting this whole time. So we do a lot of like hands-on training. We do a lot of post-physical therapy, post-rehab work. So for us, that closing down March 16th was tough because we, again, hands-on. So going virtual was never in our business plan. So we're going that route. And I've been doing YouTube off and on, putting out videos, but this literally every day was my mission, just to give out free content, free workouts, whatever I could do to help people and turn some clients virtual. So I came across you about a year ago, and then you came out with that book, and since age 12, I was like, man, I feel we're on this planet for one purpose is to serve. You and your emails like that. I was like, man, that's like things I've been saying for years. Our gym is built around people over profit. And so that's what I'm trying to do in this moment. But yeah, I just wanted to, whatever nuggets you got, chat with you, connect with you, because what you're doing on YouTube, what you're doing for the community, what you're doing for the world, in sense, is like what I would love to do as well. So, yeah.
And are you focused on, so like for the next couple of years, you focused on, you want to grow your personal training business, you want to get other trainers under you, you want to be a thought leader and create content? Like, where do you want to go?
I definitely want to create content, but I definitely also want to like more mentor trainers, to the point that because the unique populations, the special population we work with, I realize I've got to train and mentor. I've built more of a model. Like, I'm not looking to grow like a huge, large gym. I'd rather keep it where this is like 2,500 square feet. If it were to grow to do more like scalable models of it, we cap our groups at 10, for example. We do more personal. We're not trying to build some abundant boot camp, or we're not trying to just get money in here. Again, it's quality over quantity. And especially if we're working with people like back surgery, neck surgery. And then, yeah, for me, it's also pushing out as much content, building my YouTube, building better trainers to work with the populations we have. And then I have 3 kids. I'm 39. So obviously being with them more to the point that I'm not training 40, 50 hours a week in a gym. So, yeah.
Is your specialty post-surgery, post-recovery?
So we train everybody, but yeah, our niche is really like, for example, I got a woman in LA right now through this who 11 weeks out from collarbone. So I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe. But yeah, if you want to get back to doing the sports or living the life or playing with your kids, we're going to do the strength and conditioning aspect to prevent you from going back into physical therapy. I feel there's always been that missing link, between, physical therapy, and then people just go back and then they re-injure and then they go back to physical therapy. We're actually saving people a lot of time, a lot of money, and getting people who thought they couldn't, play with their kids. Or, for example, I got a client who had bulging discs and now was like throwing 50-pound bags over and doing yard work that he wasn't able to do 2 years ago. I had a guy who had back surgery 6 years ago who couldn't play with his kids anymore, couldn't even do the contracting work, that now is like lost 20 some pounds, and he's picking up more work, making more money, making bigger impact, all because of proper movement, better movement. Yeah. So it's been pretty cool.
And how long does that take? Like, if someone's going to do this virtually, if they're not going to have you one-on-one, if you want to build this up to kind of scale in YouTube. I mean, look at me. So I broke my neck about a year ago in 2 spots, and I wasn't able to work out at all. Right. I mean, I had to wear a neck brace for 60 days and then lost all my strength. And just now I'm starting to get into being able to do like push-ups again. Right. So if you're taking somebody with the bulging disc issue, how long does it take them? What kind of program do you put them on so that gets them back to healthy so then they can follow a normal program?
That's a great question. It varies. It really does. I mean, I've seen people, depending on their issue, like the back surgery. His was like 2 months to get to a normal point. But like he was told that he could never deadlift. Within 6 months, though, he was deadlifting over 300 pounds. So collarbone, I've just been working with her. She came through this whole thing. She had like TRX straps, if you know what those are. I'm an expert with those. And she collarbone 11 weeks. We've been working with each other for only 2 weeks. And she's already back to doing some push-ups and feeling less pain in her shoulder and around her shoulder girdle. So it really varies. I mean, for you, it depends. Like rotator cuff, for example, I've seen where I had a guy who was probably going to PT. I think he was going there for a year, but again, his was like a 6-week back to lift his arm up, do some moderate weight shoulder presses. I think it comes down to, I can only do so much in 2 hours. I'm no miracle worker, but if you're, following the advice, if you're doing the assignments, the exercises at home that I give you, if you're, I would also throw in like quality nutrition. There's certain foods that you probably know that can inflame and that can decrease inflammation. So as long as you follow the plan, the program, it just depends on the injury, but I've seen people come back pretty quickly. I mean, I would say 6 weeks, you start seeing stuff within a little as couple weeks, already some improvement, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And then if it's severe, like the back surgery guy, he was just like, you started seeing stuff in a couple months, but then really true stuff after 6 months. So.
Okay. And then after you get them back to normal, are they done with you, or you keep training them on regular stuff?
So the way I train is an educational approach, to the point that they shouldn't need me or don't need me, but most people just stick around. So like they have either weekly check-ins. It's kind of up to them, but most people, it seems to be like they still stick around and they still come once or twice a week, or at least have a monthly check-in. With the virtual right now, she's been doing twice a week, but we've talked about at least having a weekly check-in once she gets to where she needs to be. So it's just kind of up to the client after that point. So, yeah.
Why do people stick? Like, why are they coming to you as opposed to some other person?
Here is, again, I think it's the quality over quantity. We build relationships, we build people up, we educate them. We create just a place that is like a sanctuary to them, that they feel, that they're getting everything that it's way bigger than just putting somebody through a workout. It's an experience of sorts. And when you get that, it's just like anything else, I mean, I don't know if this is a good example, but like Disney World, yeah, it's got all these great things, but if you didn't have the experience, would you go back? Would you spend all this money? I mean, it was just great rides, but it's the experience, So I like to put it as they get that here.
What's the emotion that I'm getting out of the experience with you? I'm going to walk out of your gym feeling what?
Empowered, optimistic. Cool. I think a lot of people set limitations, so we don't set any. When people come in, and when I've had people that even for years that haven't been able to do certain things, like even lift an arm above their head, or they've been to this or that, and I say, we'll see. And I've never had any issues. And I think it's just paying enough attention to movement. I think it's my own experience of the injuries that I've been through, and not setting limitations on myself. And I've made it through, and I feel like I'm at 39, the best shape of my life. So
what's the name of your gym?
Flex MP, or Flex Mobility and Performance.
Okay. I would consider an entire rebrand.
Okay. Okay.
Around the concept of being limitless.
Okay.
You're doing it already with people who are injured, people told them you will never do X again. Right? You're never gonna lift again. You're never gonna deadlift it. You're never gonna do all this stuff again. And also the voice in their own head is like, oh, I pulled my X, and so now I'm never gonna be back to where I was. Yeah. The idea that you can say I'm 39 and I'm in the best shape of my life. You're in the business of removing limits.
Okay.
Does that resonate?
Yeah, it definitely does.
So if you're talking mass content, then it's generic to everybody. YouTube videos is generic to everybody. It's what I can do. Like you could be crushing it right now talking about, and all the fitness channels are crushing it now because people are at home. They have nothing to do. They don't know what to do. So they're going to YouTube. And here's the limitless challenge, the 30-day limitless challenge. And you're going to walk me through my paces of what I need to be doing from home.
Okay.
The specifics, you then need to make a decision whether you're going to be the super high-end consultant / trainer who then works with people who've got big bucks and will fly you in. So now it's like NBA stars and pro hockey players, and you're the guy, or like super rich CEOs and entrepreneurs who they'll fly you out to go train with them because you're the expert at helping people overcome, like rotator cuff. You're going to work with pitchers from baseball, right? Like you slowly start building that brand up, and then you're working one-on-one with clients, but you're limited in how many hours you have in a week. So the model there is you just keep getting more higher end clients, and you become the guy to help people overcome injuries. Or you sell programs, courses. So if you've got a rotator cuff issue, here's the 6-week, 9-week, 12-week, 18-week training plan to get you out.
So I guess that's the one thing I've been stuck on is too, it's definitely about teaching. Like people can watch. I've had people connect with me to do virtual training because they look at these YouTube videos, like the woman in LA, and she's like, the videos just weren't doing. I need somebody like looking at me when I'm in here, and just like you said, like finding those high end, because I can only do so much in a day. So writing out mass programs is why I've always stayed away from like virtual training. But there's got to be a way, like you said, and I'm definitely open to it. But yeah, that's the reason why it's like I've always been with at least brick and mortar or now virtual, and like always watching people to make sure that they're moving correctly, and then they know what to do, and then we see that they don't need me anymore, and it's just a check-in.
And it could be a half an hour check-in virtual for your time. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to decide how much time you want to be doing the client work. Like this is a very common problem. You can build a $300,000-$400,000 business, but then you get capped. Yeah, you get capped, and it's hard to scale if it's just you. You just keep increasing how much you're spending or how much you're charging. But as a solo, this is super common. Like the people who are best of the best, you can be a $300,000-$400,000 a year consultant, and you may not have ambitions to scale. Like maybe that's enough. Maybe you're happy with that, and you spend X time with your kids, and then next time kind of working with the best of the best, and you just keep slowly increasing your pricing. But if you want scale, you want to serve on a bigger level, then it's free content that can hit scale. Like a rotator cuff video is likely not going to do too well because it's so specific. So you got to think mass audience. So definitely nutrition, but all the workout stuff that I can do from home, like a 30-day challenge, Corona challenge from home, is something that could easily be going up and getting attention and juice and traction for you.
Got it.
It's then for the specific injury stuff. And through this whole thing, you're like, you make me feel limitless. Like that's the emotion that, how do you translate the experience of being in your gym from me being at home? It's through the words, the encouragement. People are feeling like, oh, I can't work out right now because of Corona. No, you can. You're limitless. Let's go.
I love that, limitless. I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you.
It's much better branding than, I already forgot the name of the gym. Like,
see, I know, right?
But that's fine.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, this is it. This is the next step, right? A brand is an emotion. If you think about Disney, why am I going? It's the joy of going to Disney. If I'm coming to your gym, what's the emotion? I'm coming in because I want to feel limitless, and I might feel limited. I'm coming to you with all my limitations. Hey man, I can't do this and I can't do this, and you're gonna show me how I can be limitless.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like we've taken people that were like giving up on football that have gone to semi-pros at least, and same thing with hockey. And it's just like getting them. It's so simple. It's just getting them move better, and then they feel better, they live better. It's an incredible experience. So, but
it's not just the exercises that you're doing. This is your secret sauce. It's not just the fact that you're having them train. It's the mindset shift that you're making inside them to make them feel like they can overcome this limit, right?
Yes.
And so the limitless is your secret sauce, but it's kind of buried beneath everything you're doing. I want to put it front and center so people are coming to you knowing this is the result that I'm going to get.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could change the name of your gym, put the branding up, but now in terms of scaling the business, right? If you're going to make YouTube videos, then your goal is how do I feel limitless through a computer screen, or if I'm putting it up on my TV and I'm going to work out with you, it's not just you telling me to do 3 sets of 25 push-ups or something, right? I mean, it's going to be you making me feel limitless through a camera.
Okay.
And that's a skill set that you learn, and it's really hard to do when you're just by yourself in your gym or in a studio filming content. But imagining that you're actually training somebody, and here's this person, and what are their limits coming in. Somebody turning on a YouTube video about to work out, it's like, oh, I don't know, I can't do this. I can't work out. I'm not going to get results. But they're going to come to you and get results.
Yeah, that's the other reason I started watching some of your stuff and taking some of your stuff, just because, like, so I have TV experience. That's how I met my wife. I spent 3 years doing some small market TV, but yeah, I definitely need to refine that. And I like what you said there about, like, I'm actually training somebody. So for sure, man. Thanks.
So I think YouTube is mass, and I think definitely having like 30-day challenges.
Okay, I wrote that down. Yeah.
Or even, I don't know if there's anything that you do, like if you like teach people how to do 100 push-ups a day, or something fun like that, where somebody, like, what are the limits? There's a lot of people who would watch a video and say, there's no way I can ever do 100 push-ups in one setting.
I mean, the common things I hear limits, like, so I'm too old for that, or I don't have enough money or time, or so I'll never be healthy, or, oh, I hurt my back, or I hurt this, I hurt that, or when I was younger. Like, the age thing always seems to come up. So people like to set a lot of limits, is, you know, and it's excuses, but like it's cool, like, because when you start wiping those away and then they start doing other things, they set new goals. But when you already set limits on, like, I can't squat, deadlift, I can't do this, but then when you realize that they can, then it's like, okay, man, now I'm going to go whatever, do some adventurous stuff I never thought, like climb a mountain or something like that. Yeah, it's incredible when you kind of let go of that fear, and that it's just a good feeling knowing you're a small part of that. So
personal fitness is the unlock for life growth.
Yeah.
Right?
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, for a lot of people who are overcoming addiction or who are in depression, like, taking care of your body is the first step a lot of people take. And then that has a massive ripple effect through everything that they do for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other cool thing. Like, when I say special populations, it's definitely in the movement, but we've had people that have gotten off, like, medicines, like depressants, anxiety medicines, just because of, like, what this has done for their mental health. So that's so cool, man. But you just kind of gave me some fire and some motivation here, so I appreciate it. Some good tips.
I believe that. Okay, but so now what do you want to do? Do you want to be that guy who is the high end, who is going to work with pro athletes and executives and CEOs, and you get flown in to Florida to go meet with them and walk them through their exit? Like, you're the best of the best at injury recovery?
I mean, that sounds cool, but I wonder if that, like, for one, I definitely know my family, my kids are definitely a priority for mine. So from a monetary standpoint, you know, setting that legacy for them, that would bring that. But would it take away from me being with them would be the question that I asked with that. But I also know that for me, I love to teach and educate. That's how I do my training. So I'd love to, again, cultivate, clone myself of sorts, the realistic possibility of that. I mean, that's your question, correct? Like, which one do I want? Or,
well, it's like, how do you scale? So you can make YouTube videos and build your brand and have the limitless emotion attached to everything you create. Again, the whole getting out of injuries, you can do it by being the guy flying everywhere. You could do it by creating courses, which will hit most of the people who have that issue. Or you can do it by getting people under you to go off and train, and you open up a Florida location and a, you know, California location, and you just start spreading out. Look, all of them can work. It's just what feels right for you is the best path forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's the one that's a struggle. I don't have an answer right now. Like, I feel like for me, like I'm a man of faith, and I feel like while I've always tried to work on finding the right people or scaling or mentoring, it always, like right before all this happened, I had just hired two people, or got two people that I was going to start working with, and then this happened, and then now not anymore. So it's back to just more or less me, and so it feels like every time that happens, it always comes back to. So maybe that's the universe kind of saying what you're talking about as far as being the guy, the guru or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, that's
Do you want to train people underneath you to have their own gyms?
For sure. Yeah. I would love that.
So what you could do is look at, like this, the best starting point is somebody who's already working with you that then maybe wants to move to New York City, or maybe wants to move to Florida, or maybe wants to move, right? Like they have family somewhere and want to go back home and open up your model there.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you become like, if you look at franchises, you become now not so much in the business of training, you become just basically a full-time mentor to helping other trainers train.
I think that's where I'm feeling like evolving too. I mean, I've been doing this for over 15 years, and while I love it, I know realistically, like, 40, 50 hours a week, I want to be home for dinners. I want to be, hiking on the weekends with my kids. And so training till 8 o'clock at night isn't necessarily like, so I would need to scale and create that like you're talking about.
It could also just be, hey, I'm only going to train 40 hours a week, and you just keep increasing your prices, or you're only going to train 15 hours a week and just keep increasing your prices, right? Like financial freedom can be achieved through a lot of different business models. Instead of thinking what you want to do with the time off, think about what you want to do with the time on. Like, where do you get the most fulfillment in your business for the hours that you are working? Is it like training somebody, mentoring somebody, creating content? Like, what gets you feeling limitless?
I sound like I got ADD, but no, I definitely like creating content. That's fun for me. Editing content, not so much. Creating it, I love it. And then something that I found that I didn't realize how much I loved it. Like during this whole virtual thing, I'm having clients that just want to be the mindset shift. Just give them the workout, show them the demos. They'll go do the workout later. Work on my mental health, coach me through it. Like literally, let's just spend the first 30 minutes just this. And I found I really love that. Like I love that, being able to kind of be that mentor to even my clients. So that's something I get passionate about with, like when I do work with trainers that have worked in here and then I've worked with, the fact that to empower them, give them confidence, build them confidence, ability to be able to be better trainers. So yeah. Does that answer your question? Kind of.
I mean, you need to figure out within the work that you do, what do you love the most, and then scale that hard enough so that you have the financial freedom to live the family life that you want as well. Because you don't want to spend all day long with your wife and kids either.
No. I mean, I've been doing that. Like literally my kids have been here while I do it virtual, and I love it. It's definitely had its tough moments, especially my 4-year-old's climbing on me when I'm demonstrating a movement.
Yeah, and it's great. And so, like, you may not be spending, or before all this happened, you weren't spending enough time with your 4-year-old, but you also don't want to just be a stay-at-home dad and spend 24 hours a day with your 4-year-old.
No, yeah.
So whatever that balance looks like for you, whether it's 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day or 4 hours a day, like, what are you doing in those 4, 8, 10 hours a day that you love, that then you scale hard enough so that you make money and keep generating a bigger income for yourself?
Honestly, I guess when it comes down to it, the content and then the training in itself. So
training people, training other trainers, or training the actual clients?
Probably training the actual clients and then the content. Yeah.
So then you use your content as your thin wedge in, as your mass that builds your brand, and then access to you becomes more and more and more expensive with time.
Okay.
As you build your brand. So the model isn't go and build 18 gyms across the country. It's, I'm the expert. I'm going to help you feel limitless. I'm going to be the limitless trainer. And you put out lots of content on YouTube and Instagram, start building your brand so people know you. And inevitably people will say, hey, I love your content, but I have this issue. Like maybe I write to you and say, hey, I broke my neck. What should I do? And then to get access to you, it slowly starts increasing the prices. I don't know what you charge now, but you know, the next person is 30% more and then 30% more. And you just keep increasing your prices. And the bigger you build your brand, the more people write into you. As that demand goes up, you just keep increasing your prices.
All right. Make it sound so simple. No,
it's simple. It's just not easy. It's like, okay,
yeah.
You know, what I just did was create the workout plan for you. Now you got to go execute it, which isn't easy. But I've seen it enough to say, hey, here's how you recover from a broken neck. Here are the exercises. Now I have to go do the exercises, right?
Funny.
You have to go do the exercises.
Funny story is I've actually broken my neck 3 times, snowboarding and 2 car wrecks. So I've come back from that. So it's definitely, now I teach a lot of my clients like different neck exercises. So it's funny.
When you first showed me your gym, like when we first started this call, I saw the monkey bars and the first thought in my head was, I can't do monkey bars.
Right?
It's like the thing I've never been able to do is monkey bars for whatever reason.
What's funny is everybody says that and everybody does it. Like once they come in here, like it could be somebody, I just want to lose weight. Cool. Awesome. That's your service level goal. Let's go a little like 7 layers deeper. We figure out what they really want. We get them to those goals. And then next thing we know that we're going across the monkey bars sideways. Like it's not even just the monkey bars. And I think that's his, like, you would probably say it in, you're going to tell me never set limitations. Like same thing in your physical attribute. The human body was meant to move. It's meant to do incredible things. 80 and 90-year-olds, you know, they're doing incredible things. And when you see, like, I always tell people this, if you want to keep moving, keep moving. Move every joint every single day. It doesn't have to be CrossFit. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding. And that's what our gym is. It's health. It's wellness. It's longevity. It's not aesthetics, but if you do things right, you'll have the aesthetics naturally without having to complicated weigh, measure food, stress yourself out. It's actually pretty simple. And that's what we do, where we teach simplicity so people can just make it part of their daily life and live a healthier, better life, as opposed to you know,
one with limits.
Yeah, one with limits. So yeah, if you ever want to do monkey bars, you ever make it out to Rochester, I'll show you how. And
I love it, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So what I would do as the next step, definitely think about the Limitless brand and how that comes across in your business, from your website to your logo, to the name of the gym, to your email communications, even to the one-on-one. Like, I think you already do it naturally, but could you do it with more intention? When you're training your next client, ask yourself, did I make this person feel limitless today? And just asking that question will shift some of the way that you approach. You're already doing it naturally, but you could just go harder on it with the intention. And then create a schedule for yourself of what balance looks like for you. Of if you project 5 years forward, how much time do you want to be spending training people? How much time do you want to be spending creating content? And how much time do you want to be spending with your family? And be honest about where you want to be. And you may not be there yet. It's okay. But that's the ambition. Like, I want to be 15 hours a week training, 15 hours a week creating content, and the rest with my family, or whatever that version of balance looks like for you. And then start immediately working towards creating that life for yourself.
Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
People in the chat are saying, I want to go to this guy's gym right now.
Come on, let's go. Yeah, I mean, come on down virtually right now. Like I said, I did get a couple new clients out of this, one from LA, so it's totally possible. We're getting her started, collarbone, things I never thought were possible. So yeah, come on down, Rochester, New York. So
cool, man. Well, good luck. Sending you lots of love. Can't wait to hear the update.
Thanks, Evan. I appreciate your time. Take care, man. Have a good day.
All right. Much love.
If you want to see another awesome one-on-one I did with an entrepreneur just like you, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.